Hello there ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to take a look at some soul raid fights and we're going to open up with the Zatanna plus Swamp Thing plus Vixen fights. So I haven't seen much Swamp Thing since his release, and that's kind of for good reason, because the Justice League Dark team is not really complete, and Elder Swamp Thing does not really provide enough to be worth putting in the team. Like, what he does provide, and he does a very good job at that with his shield that refreshes on tagging, which is basically like a silver Green Lantern shield, which makes your Justice League Dark teammates not get staggered on tagging. He does provide a lot of convenience, but I don't think this team really needs the convenience, because Zatanna is going to just spam the third special, and generally speaking Zatanna does not need convenience. If you want to use her as her own character to deal her own damage, she needs more damage. And while something provides a little bit of that with the tagging buff of damage, it's not gonna be enough, sadly, but it's definitely gonna be enough for a cleanup. And yeah, that's about it for Boss Catwoman. Zatanna over there doing a little bit of I don't know how that's called in a little bit of an ovation, let's say. I'm not sure how that's called in English. But yeah, Boss Batman, this is a very interesting one, because I had this idea on the previous heroics, but now I'm gonna put it into practice. What if we push this man to the limits? Because he's going to stack certain buffs on himself. Those buffs are going to buff his dot damage, though I'll randomly get hit by a dot value in this fight, and it's not big, so there's absolutely no risk in this. But I've been wondering, what happens if you push this man to 10 stacks? How much damage will he take? Because he takes proportionally more damage to the amount of stacks that he has when you break the passive. And to break the passive you need to use a special that's above a certain amount of hits. Okay, he's at 8 stacks, 9 stacks. Just keep pushing him. Harley back in there, and I mess up and he hits me with a dot damage, which is supposed to be buffed 10 times, which doesn't really do much, to be fair. And it seems like he doesn't go over 10 stacks. And now let's go, we're going to turn those 10 stacks into 10 weakness debuffs. And boy, this man did not see this coming. He died in 2 seconds. Rip, Boss Batman, you tried. This is a very interesting mechanic, but I'm almost a bit mad that it doesn't give you more damage, because to make the fight more entertaining, you want to reach the point where he has 10 stacks so you can convert them into damage, but at the same time it should be a high risk, high reward thing, not a zero risk, high reward thing. Though again, it doesn't hurt that he's easier because of that. Now we're going to fight Boss Blue Beetle, and this is possibly the best free-to-play Batman Ninja team, possibly, with the Batman Ninja Crowd with Zatanna's Puppet. Right now it's going to be the first time where we're doing this properly in terms of stacking the Brainiac stacks, and we also have an enemy that has a decent amount of health to go around, and we can test out the damage limits of this thing. Just keep comboing chopping his ass using special ones with Brainiac. Brainiac has also got the Puppet of Zatanna, so we have a level 1 Puppet of Zatanna and a level 2 Puppet of Zatanna on Grodd. That's gonna be all our passive stats, which is not great. So this could do so much more with higher level passive stats, higher level artifacts basically. So yeah, we're at 10 stacks, and right now we're going to tag in Grodd and start doing damage. And push him to the corner, just make sure you stack lethal with Grodd. I'm gonna do 2 full combos before every special one, because this way I'm building some combo, and at the same time I'm stacking some lethal attack damage properly from Robin's passive. Because it's simply more hits on the enemy than just spamming special one, and that's gonna help out the damage tremendously. And this is comparable to Collector of Words Superman, though with much higher level artifacts damage in terms of specials, but the damage on basic attack is, boy, Grodd is slapping this man. And it might not seem like much, but trust me, 600k per hit, which can also fast stack it, will definitely stack. Come on, chopped his ass. And now that he's on his super move, we can really start to stack lethal properly and see kind of the full damage potential of this team. Just keep combo interrupting him. Combo interrupt his ass again. I don't even need to combo interrupt, though I don't know if I need to or not, because the Zatanna's Puppet has a debuff that applies blind on the enemy, and that blind is gonna be 100% blind, but you don't know when that's applied or expired, because Grodd is gonna keep it at max stacks regardless with his passive, which is great. So we don't know if we need or do not need to combo chop, so we're better off combo chopping anyway. And it seems like the special 1 damage is capping out at 6.5. And trust me, you're far better off doing a special 1 than a third special, because the third special simply takes so much more out of the fight. Oh, it's 7.2, look at that, so we can actually go higher. Keep combo chopping his ass. Combo chopped again. Another special 1. 6.6, that's fine. Combo interrupting him, and this is not really the full damage potential because we still had 20 seconds left, but this is gonna be a ton of damage nevertheless. And it's honestly just slightly better than the Batman Ninja Catwoman with the absolute same artifact setup. It is better, it's gonna be 20 to 30 mil better, so it's kind of a situation where if you have a team that has a dedicated Brainiac support in it and it's one of your top 6 teams, it's not gonna be worth ditching that team to put this in the Batman Ninja team. But it's definitely gonna be worth it if you're not using Brainiac anyway, and you have Gears for Grodd, because a lot of people don't have Gears for Grodd, and I get that. You need to buy chests or pay real money to get them, so it's a little bit of a struggle. Here we have boss Starfire, and this is going to be quite an easy fight for the Batwoman the Drowned if you leave her solo and you get your other 2 characters killed, or for the League of Anarchy, but none of them were available, so we had to go full pay to win on her. We have Sword of Sin on Raven, which is gonna constantly power drain her ass, and we have Beta Club on Kimflant Sakumen inflicting dot damage on her. So she's gonna go down, but not that fast, because we do have power generation trouble. Tucker Fate died decently fast, I guess. Could have been faster, but it's fine. Just jump attack with King. Not much of a point in doing special 1. Raven jump attack, special 1 as well. It's going well. Not sure how well this is gonna go when she's gonna have 2 billion health and she's gonna deal more damage, but hopefully it will go as good. Not sure how well it's gonna go with 2 billion health with the other teams, because they're not gonna be able to one-shot it. You'll need to use Deathstroke, and then... Actually, not Deathstroke. Oh boy. Special 2 disabled. Imagine using Deathstroke. Definitely will forget and do that in higher heroics myself, so yeah. That's it for Starfire. Moving on to the next team, we're going to have Manta plus Mr. Freeze. I think this is the last fight of the video. Maybe. We'll see. And so we have Manta here with Mr. Freeze just because Manta was available. And Manta is not gonna give a lot of damage to Mr. Freeze, but it's gonna make him instantly stack his passive. I mean almost instantly, because Manta gives 2 debuffs with his passive, which makes legendary characters apply dot damage and health and healing reduction with their specials. And Mr. Freeze has 2 debuffs of himself, and we are going to be able to stack that really fast. The dot damage that Manta provides is not gonna be great, but it's something. It's something, and it's at the same time better than nothing, so it's great. And Classic Wonder Woman in there provides some crit damage. I also had Vixen, and I might have gotten better damage results with Vixen, because at this point, with this low level of artifacts and with only a 3-star Mr. Freeze, getting that little bit more attack will actually matter, which is gonna be relevant as we get into a Soul Raid with higher passive stats levels on my artifacts. Boy, we're gonna have Dawn of Apocalypse after this, and I'm not looking forward to it. Dawn of Apocalypse has gone from being my favorite Soul Raid to being the Soul Raid I despise the most, because the Soul Raid artifacts don't split, and I'm basically forced into using my Fodder Box on every single damage turn. Don't get me wrong, Fodder Box is pretty cool, it's pretty chill and stuff, but my brother in Christ, can I have some diversity on my characters? Though a good thing will be that we can use Puppet of Zatanna in that Soul Raid on a support character and still have the infinite Mr. Freeze special too. Just not with this put on himself, though we will need to find a way to get more debuffs. Though I think the dot damages that he takes all apply as separate debuffs, so that might be possible without trouble. We'll have to wait for the Soul Raid and see, but definitely not looking forward to spamming Firebox on every single goddamn character. In Heroic 7 fights that have 2 billion health, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Can you make the artifact split the stats for Dawn of Apocalypse already? People have been asking that for ages. It's the only Soul Raid where the artifacts don't split the bonuses. You try that with on Ice Soul Raids and faced backlash and reverted it. Do it for Dawn of Apocalypse as well, please, I'm begging you. But yeah, he did super move. This is kind of weird, because with this combo where you perma-freeze the enemy, some characters are gonna be able to have a window where when they escape the freeze to do super moves. Other characters are not gonna be able to do that. Some characters are gonna even try to jump attack out of it. Some characters are even gonna use specials, but yeah, it's gonna be fine overall. And the overall damage of this team, it's gonna be more or less the peak performance Mr. Freeze can do with the setup. It's not gonna be amazing, it's not gonna be bad, it's slightly above average, and for a lot of people that'll be pretty good. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.